Hey everyone, it is Sue here. Welcome to my channel. This video is, I want to share with you the options that we have for our next swap over in the December Daily Inspiration Group Anything Goes Facebook page. I know that's a lot. There'll be a link below. Of course, Allie Edwards, she created the December Daily, and yeah, so all the credit goes to her, of course. And in the group, we are just finishing up one swap, and I want to get ready for another swap. So I have a few ideas, and I'm going to take just a few minutes for each idea. And then over in the group, in the Facebook group, I have a poll set up. Everybody gets to vote, and we'll see what wins. And the swap will run, I'm planning right now from like mid-August to mid-September. So, and sign up would be probably early August. That's kind of what I'm thinking now. So you'll have to come over to the group, and so that you can, you know, be on top of everything. Okay, option number one in the poll is to take an envelope. I would want it to be this size envelope. It's a regular legal size envelope, right? And this one happens to be jelly plated, but it does not have to be decorated. It does not have to be decorated. But this size, so it's like 4 by 9.5 or so, and fill it with goodies from your stash, Christmas goodies. You can do stickers, you can do die cuts, you can do borders, you can do, you know, all the little ephemera, and even some washi tape, take it and, you know, roll it around a popsicle stick or something, that kind of stuff. But whatever it is that you would send, I don't want everything to be 10 years old. You know, you can put some older stuff in there, but try to have maybe some newer stuff. And also, don't put 10 or 20 of one item unless it's something really, 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 really tiny. If you were going to put sequins in, obviously you could put, you know, a decent amount in there. But if you're going to put, let me give you an example. If you're going to put, you know, something like this in there, like I would probably, wait, you can't see it like that. I would probably cut those 4 on the bottom and send that. I don't want to send a whole strip. They may not like silver, right? They may not like snowflakes because they live in Florida. I don't know, you know? So I don't want a lot of any one thing sent, just to give that person an assortment of things to use. So that is option number one. Okay, easy peasy, pretty straightforward. You know, you can put a napkin in here, a doily, you know, but, you know, put a good amount. I would say at least, I'm just thinking, I would say at least 10 different things. So if I'm going to put stickers and I put these 4 down here in there, that's considered one thing, right? Because it's one product in the same style. I could have a different sticker like this, and say I sent these 2 little guys on the bottom here. Well, that's also one, right? Because it's the same thing. So, so I hope that that makes sense. If it doesn't, please ask. But the idea is for the receiver to get a nice assortment of stuff to use, different products, something fun to sort through and to use in their December Daily. Option number one. Option number two is a 5 by 7 traditions card. What a traditions card is a lot of people like to add it to their December daily, and you're simply going to document what your Christmas traditions are. Now, they may be the same every year, right? Because that's what a tradition is. It's something you do over and over, or you might just be starting, or, you know, some new traditions, but it's okay to have your traditions in every December daily, because each one, right, each album or journal or whatever it is you're working on is separate. So it'd be nice to document that in each of your December dailies. So what I did here was, I'm going to do this hopefully a little bit fast, so bear with me. I used this illustrated faith paper, cut it down. I used 3 different sheets. I used the red, the black, and the one with the trees. This is the front of the traditions page right here. That's the front. So the red is 5 by 7, right? The black is like 6 1/4 or 6 1/2 by 4 1/2 ish. Because what my thought is, and you can do this differently, I want to use Project Life cards. You do not have to, but the point is, whatever the substrate is that you add to this traditions card, I want this to be 4 by 6. So what they're going to write on is 4 by 6, but the size of the card itself is 5 by 7. Again, let me know if you have any questions. So I went through my 4 by 6 Project Life cards, and as you can see, the black underneath sticks out just a little bit. So I just wanted to get some ideas for you. You can do something like that. You could do something like this. I definitely want it to be where, you know, make sure that there's some type of lines on it. You know, I wouldn't worry too much about putting, like, don't write on it, don't put numbers, don't put holes in the 5 by 7. Let them, you know, customize it the best way for them. Here's another option, right? Super cute. And then this one I thought was also cute, and it says, "So happy together." This is the one I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and take my tape runner. And again, you do not need Project Life cards. I don't want anybody thinking that, oh my gosh, I have to go get Project Life cards. No, you do not. You can use mixed media paper. You can use watercolor paper. You can use a very, 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 very light color, you know, scrapbook paper. Something like that. Something that can be written on. Okay, so I'm going to get that down. So this is where they're going to write their traditions. Now, up on top, so there's different things that you can do at this point, right? I can take some set of alphas, whether it's stickers or whatever, and I can write traditions up here with the alphas. You're not going to write with a pen. No, 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 no. You're going to use some sort of alpha stickers or die cut letters, or, you know, something like that. And I'm going to actually, let me go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to go with the black. So I'm going to try, I may not get the whole word on just for the sake of time, but you'll see what I am talking about. Again, I don't want to take more than like 5 minutes to explain each of the options. Otherwise, this video will be super duper duper long. And gosh, I hope that I have I hope that I have all the letters I need. So I guess I should look at that first, right? But you'll get the gist of it. Where's my tweezers? Why is it every time I look for my tweezers, I cannot find them? Okay, here we go. I got them. So you're going to get the idea. This is, you know, just an idea for you. I can put traditions down here. I can put it up here, but I really would like for you to decorate that paper just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and put the letter T here. Let's do just a few more letters, and just so you can see, where's my R's? Oh, there they are. Gosh, I couldn't see them. All right, and of course, you know, I may have to come back in here. I'm not going to put all the letters down because I want to make sure it's going to fit properly across, but you get the idea. I'm going to write the word traditions on there with some sort of an alpha sticker, die cut, that type of thing. So now I have traditions across here. Well, what are we going to do around the rest of the page? One idea is to take some sort of an ink, right? This happens to be Distress Oxide. And we're going to just go around and we're going to put just a little bit of a black border, ever so little. And I'm probably shaking the camera. I hope I'm not. Because I don't want to get rid of that beautiful red color. But I do want to have a little bit something. I don't want it to be what I would call a raw piece of pattern paper. So you can decide what you want to put. You can put ribbon. You can put different washi tapes, glitter tape. You can cut out a border. You can cut it out with a punch. You can cut it out with a die cut. Whatever you would like. But since this particular option in the poll, it's just one. You're going to send one of these to your swap partner. So, you know, take the time. I know I'm going fast here, but at the very end, I'll make sure that I share photos of my finished product so that you can see. And now I'm just going to go around the top real quick, and then I'm also going to put, I'm going to do some type of washi across the top. So again, when you think you're done, add something. Add something else to it. Whatever it might be, you can add a little bit of glitter, a little bit of, like if you had just, you know, I want to say, you know, different kinds of letters. You could put the glossy accents on top, that kind of thing. Think about it. What can you do to make it a little bit more special? Okay, so some of the ideas that I have for across the top would be, this is a pretty little piece of lace, right? I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Again, you can use your punches or your die cuts. Now, these don't match. These two right here do not match. I just want to show you that you can do different things. Now, this I would probably have as white. This happens to be blue, but again, it's just an example. Make sure that your traditions card looks pretty. You know, something like that, whatever. So a die cut, a punch, right? So I actually do, I mean, you could put a pretty piece of lace up here, right? So I think I'm going to put that right there on here. And I'm thinking the best way for me to get this on here would probably be a little bit of gel medium. You can use, just be careful when you do with lace, because if you use your tape runner, it's going to be sticky on the outside. So at least this will dry. So you can use your, any type of a wet adhesive. That's all that this gel medium is a wet adhesive. So I'm going to go like that. Kind of just push down, and it's okay if it comes through because it'll dry nicely. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the edge, the end. Okay. I really like that. I was going to put washi up there, but I have to tell you, so this to me looks like a very, well, very traditional kind of card, right? It's very, I want to say nostalgic looking. But you could use, here's some of my washies. So you could use like pretty glitter tape around. There's all these pretty, you know, different kinds of tapes. You could use them around. If you had a pretty, like I have, where is it? This washi right here would also look amazing around this because it looks like a border. So there's a lot of options that you can do. Now the last thing that I was thinking about doing on here, but now I don't know if I have enough room, is to add a little, see this little, like one of these little stickers down here. Now what I can do is when I finally, well, let me see. So looking at this star, see, I could have it at the beginning or the end of the word traditions. I could put it up here at the top. That would look pretty. So you can decide, like you can decide whatever you have in your stash is good. For now, I'm just gonna put this over here just to give you an idea. So then, to make it sturdy, I now have 4 pieces of paper glued together with my glue runner, okay? I have my 4x6 card that they're going to write on. I have a border around that. And then I have my 5x7 main card, right? 5x7. And then on the back of it, I put another piece of the of that paper collection. And then I had this strip left over from the side here. So I'm like, well, I'll just put that on there. But leave it. This may be on the back of a page and nobody will ever see it. But if whoever your swap partner is, if they decide to put some holes in here because they have a binder, then they can put a photo here. So this is an example. So this is option number 2. Okay? Something like this. You ladies, you have such great imaginations, and use what you have in your stash. I don't want you to go buy anything. I want you to use what you have and come up with something, okay? Something pretty, something that you would want to put in your December daily. All right, I'm going to come back with option number 3. I'll be back. Here we go, option number 3. So option number 3 is like a master board. It is making gift tags. So these are gift tags, just what they are. You can put them on gifts for Christmas, or you can add them to your December daily, okay? So what I have here is, I actually use this watercolor paper, which is 9x12, and I cut it down to 9x9 because I don't need a bigger piece than that. You know, this was $6 at Walmart, but again, you don't have to go and get this. You can use a light color piece of patterned paper, scrapbook paper. You can use mixed media paper. You can use something that has, you want it to have a bit of substance. If you don't have anything like that, you can adhere a couple together. So say that your scrapbook paper is a little on the thin side. take two that you like. Remember, they have to be light in color, at least on one side, and adhere them together so that when you cut the tags out, or, you know, it's not super flimsy. It's something that can actually be used on a present. So a master board. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of a master board, but it's just taking a piece of paper and just putting design on that paper and then doing something with it. Most times you do something with it. And I've done this before in the past. So the idea with the gift tags is that you will swap, if this option is selected, you will swap 6 gift tags. But it's super easy because you're on this one piece of paper. I'm going to get my 6 gift tags right from this one piece of paper right here. So it's not a big deal. The way to make a master board is by putting a lot on it to where you're happy with it. You can use different types of pigment, right? You can use your ink pads. You can use your liquid inks, you know, like Liquitex, Bombay, which is Dr. P.H. Martin's, FW, Speedball. I don't know. You can go on and on, right? So you can do something like that and just drop, you know, colors all over your paper. And again, remember, this is geared around Christmas, so you want to make sure it looks Christmassy. What you don't want to do, like, so we're going to add stamps, right? I'm going to add ink from an ink pad. I'm going to add stamps to it. What you do not want to do is to use big stamps like this. Do not. No, wrong. Stay away from these big stamps, because you think about it, if you have a little tag, which is probably going to be either 2 by 3 inches or 3 by 4 inches, something like that, it's not going to make any sense, right? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So you're going to want to stick with smaller images. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have my Distress inks, and I have Candy Apple here, and I'm just sticking with traditional Christmas colors. I think I'll go with Mowed Lawn. And again, you can use whatever you want for background, and you can do it any way you want. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get some color, right? Everything is very random. And think about it, because you're going to be cutting these down into small tags, right? I think I'm going to do a little bit of this. Okay, that's just one color. That's just one thing. Let's go to the red. The red. Go ahead and get color. Because think about that little tag, and you want there to be color and or images on the tag. Now I can get crazy with this. I can go ahead and put, I can put like some glitter on here, that type of thing, but for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to do that. But I could take some glitter and mix it with, you know, like a gel medium or something, Mod Podge, something like that. Well, be careful with Mod Podge because that stays sticky, but something like the Dina Wakley gel medium, Liquitex, golden, that's more matte, and it actually says matte medium. And if I mix this with glitter and then put a light coat on top of this, it would look super awesome. Super awesome. But I don't have time to do that in the video. It's just a suggestion. You ladies, use your imagination. I know you are some talented people around here, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. So here's a stamp I want to use. You know, pick out the smaller stamps, right? There's a lot I could choose from this, like Cozy and Warm, Winter Wonderland. Well, I don't know if you'd want Winter Wonderland. You have to be careful when it comes to like snowflakes and stuff like that, because some people don't get snow. You could do like the little poinsettia flower. I have the trees. So I'm definitely going to pull this one out with the trees. And I'm just going to open up. This is Stampin' Up. And I have this I want to use, and I have these phrases that I want to use. And you can decide what ink you would like to use. And to start with, to get these little phrases on here, now make sure that it's inked up really well. Okay, and I'm going to go around the page stamping Merry Christmas. Now, what I could have done and probably should have done was figure out exactly where I'm going to stamp my tags, so I can make sure that there's one of these in each one, but it will be fine. It'll be fine. Because as I cut or punch them out, I can make sure that I'm getting, you know, the whole phrase. Okay, you know what? I don't need to add any of these. You know, maybe I'll add just a few. No, I'm not going to, because I don't want to overload it too much. Is there anything here I can use? Do I want to use this tree or these trees? I want to use these trees. So I think what I'll do is I'll take an acrylic block. I will trying to think which tree I want to use. I'll take this tree and I'm going to put a little tree next to it. So I punch both out at once. And let me see. I would like, I think I'm going to use this green right here. It's a nice bright green. And I'm going to use that for my trees. So let me just make sure. Okay, I'm going to see how this looks. Okay. Nice. I definitely have to get it where there's not the other green on there. And you want to do things all different ways. So you're not going to, I didn't get the whole tree on there. You're not going to do everything the same way. It's not like that. It's not like that. It is, it's every which way. Turn your stamps when you do this. Okay. And whoops, and if I don't get the whole stamp, I'm going to go back and stamp it again because I do want it to look like a tree. And right there. Okay, so now I have my trees. I would like to get a little bit more red on there. And let me see, I'm looking to see. This is carnation red. I don't know if this is going to be red enough, but let's see if I can get, I have little presents and I have these little lights. Let me see. Oh, I like that. So there are these little itsy bitsy Stampin' Up! Lights. So now I'm just going to fill in, right? I'm filling in. So I don't want to leave a lot of space. I can stamp over a stamp. I'm doing it every which way. And I'm filling it up. Okay. I'm just looking around, see if I want to fill in anywhere. Okay. All right, so that's good for that. You know what? And I'm kind of looking at this point at the center of this master board, and I think it is good enough. And when I say good enough, what I mean is like towards the edges, there's not a lot there, but in the middle, it looks really, really good. It's very full and it looks good. So what I'm gonna do, the first thing I'm gonna do, I just wanna cut it down just a little bit so I can get to all the yumminess, right? I wanna get to where it has the most color. So I'm just gonna cut the edges off, and you can use these for something else. Don't, you know, you don't have to throw that away. And okay, so now I have a nice, I would say this is probably it's over 8 by 8 piece of watercolor paper that is stamped all over. And it looks super pretty. You could add some, like I say, glitter to it. You could have put paint in the background. I'm trying to think of like the quickest way to do it so I can show you the concept, and then you can look in your stash and figure out what you have. And when you have more time, you can do more layers and stuff like that. So whatever it is. Now there's different ways that you can do this. I happen to have this old Creative Memories punch, and so you can use something like that. The size of this is, it is 2 by 3. I wouldn't go too much smaller than this or too much larger than this. Keep it around 2 by 3. Give or take 1/2 inch, something like that. But you want to keep it right about that size. So you can do it that way. Then what I would do is, you should have at least the hole in it. Let me get my punch. So that this way, when they get it, it's going to look like a tag. And you could put a piece of twine in it if you have it. And, or, you know, a little ribbon, something like that. So you can definitely take, looking for my twine here. So you can definitely take some twine or some ribbon, whatever you would use, seam binding, whatever you would use, and you can put it in there. That's not, I'm not going to make that mandatory because like twine won't be bad, but for mailing purposes, if you're going to put a big chunk of something in there, like a heavier piece of ribbon, it's going to cost a little bit more to mail, so kind of keep that in mind. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was, if you don't have a punch, you do not need a punch. You do not need a punch. And I hope I'm not going too fast. I just want to make sure that, you know, I don't go too long with each of these options. So I'm cutting this out 2 by 3, right? So it's the same size as that one. All you have to do, super easy, you can mark it if you want to mark it, like on the back, whatever. But to make it a tag, all you do is cut the edges off. I cut off one side. I take that little piece, right? This was the piece that I just cut off. I take it, turn it over, put it on the other side, and use it as a template. And it doesn't have to be exact. And cut, and now I have a little tag. I'm going to go ahead and put my hole in it and it's done. Okay, I can take my ink and I can put a nice little border around. And again, if you choose this option, option number 3, you would be sending 6 of these to your swap partner. And that's it. So here's my final Traditions card. I put the word Traditions all the way at the top over the lace, and I have that little star up top. And you can see the 3 layers on this side, and then on the back is another layer, making it, you know, nice and heavy. It's not real bendable. Now here are the 6 tags. I did go ahead and put a little bit of twine in them and up close so you can get an idea of, you know, what we're looking for. So each tag should have some pretty creative stuff on it. Thank you so much for being here, and if you're interested in joining us, the link to the December Daily group is below in the description box. Thanks, everyone.